And then the final one, number 5, winning the call before they even phone you. So they started asking questions about the internet, and they've done this for the last couple Pollora reports. And so this survey asked them, what sources of information do you go to, or did you go to in the past, for information about a funeral home? Well, in the past, 66% went to the funeral home directly. 45% said friends or family. 31% said the internet. 28% their own personal experience. And 17% printed materials like brochures and that type of thing. So a couple of things that I see on this slide is that between interaction with people, the internet actually gets almost twice as much activity, or in the past, than printed brochures and materials. Now, I'm sure that almost every funeral home here, or every funeral home here, has a website now, so that's good. We used to have to really work hard on that, and we're pretty well there. I think most funeral homes have a website now. But then they started going a little bit deeper, and they asked about the internet itself, and what would they use the internet for? And this is looking forward. So the first question was, in your past experience, where did you go for funeral information? Moving forward, what would you use the internet for? 92% of them said to get information about funerals and the funeral home. 73% said that they would use the internet to shop around for a funeral home and a cemetery. 73%, 3/4 of the people almost, will use the internet to shop around. And a lot of the surveys and market research that I've heard outside of our industry, it ranges from 80% to 97%, depending on the other qualifications of the question, is that people, they shop online and they buy offline. So they do their research online, and then they go to a store or a service and complete the transaction. Then, though, there's other information that they said about using the internet. So messages of condolence, 72%. So that's great. So hopefully your website allows condolences to be received. Signing a memorial guest book, pre-planning a funeral is 49%. Create a perpetual online memorial, 37%. So things are kind of dropping off now. 33% though purchase a casket or urn online. Because we hear about Costco, and that stuff makes news, right? So people are thinking, oh yeah, well that part is a commodity. I could go online and buy that. 30% would prepay their funeral or pre-plan someone's funeral. Viewing a funeral that they couldn't personally attend, 29%, and prepay for a funeral, 23%. But the two things here I just really want to stress is that 92% are going to look online for funeral information, and 73% are going to shop around. So you really need to make sure that you have a good online presence so that when people are looking for information, and there's got to be that point, that tipping point, anyone that follows Malcolm Gladwell, he talks about the tipping point of when that decision is made. And they're either going to make it when they're shopping around, talking to funeral homes, or they're going to make it before then of what funeral home they're going to choose. So the more that you can educate people online, hopefully that tipping point of that decision is going to be made prior to them actually having to physically shop around. And then you can win the call even before the phone rings. And all that you need to do, it's quite simple. It does take a little bit of work and effort, but it's probably the best type of marketing that you can do, and you'll get your best bang for your buck. Becoming the funeral expert. If there's no difference between you and the competition, then it gets down to price. But if you can get them to that, getting them to know you, getting them to like you, getting them to trust you, and you almost build a relationship with them online, price kind of takes a second seat, because now you've helped educate them, you've provided them helpful information, and hopefully that they'll make a more informed choice. And the best way to do this is by creating short little videos and short little online articles or blog posts. And probably a lot of you have a frequently asked questions section of your website, on your website, but it's probably buried deep and it probably hasn't been added to since your website was created. And these are the things, when people are looking for information, they're looking for answers to the questions that they have. So if you have a big repository of Q&A questions and answers, questions that they ask, and then maybe interweave those with questions that you wish they would ask. Like, what are the benefits of viewing the deceased person? A lot of people don't ask that question, but if they kind of stumbled upon it, they might think, oh yeah, I would like to know that. And then you can just have a very nice conversation about why people view, and then you still leave it up to them to make their decision. But you can do a great job of educating them before they even walk in the door. Also, too, with new product offerings, maybe you've seen some new ideas here at the show and you want to implement them. A great way to do that would be to get a little camera. You can get these high-def cameras now for less than $200, and they're HD quality, and you can do a little, just a little talking head video showing something new that you're going to introduce. Or maybe you just do, and I do this a lot, the quick little formula of question and answers is just 4 PowerPoint slides and do a little screen capture video. The first slide is just the introduction slide of who you are and what funeral home you're from, and you'd say that this is our our frequently asked questions video series. Then the second slide would be the question. The third slide would be the answer, and the fourth slide would be a call to action, which would be, for more information, visit our website at FuneralFuturist.com/checklist to download our free funeral arrangement checklist. And don't just say call us or visit our website. Give them a bit of a purpose, because if they just land on your homepage, they don't really know where to start. So send them somewhere where they can get something else for free. You've now built a bit more rapport. You've given them something helpful, and slowly trying to win them over onto your side. So your action plan here would be just to create one FAQ video or article a week. Again, you can repurpose the ones that you already have. But these people are searching for information, and if you did this over the course of 1 year, you'd have a complete library of 50 different articles, 50 different videos, and you can repeat the same information. So you can record the video, and then so that goes up to YouTube. And you may not be aware of this, but YouTube is now the second most popular search engine behind it. So there's Google, and then there's more searches done within YouTube itself than Yahoo and Bing. So people get onto YouTube and they just start searching for information, or they're searching for Justin Bieber or whatever, but they're also searching for other information on how to do this or how to do that. So it's really beneficial to just get pretty quick, and again, it doesn't take a lot of time to knock out a couple little videos. Then you take that same information, write a little blog post that could go on your blog, or you could submit that same information to maybe even to your local newspaper, because they're always looking for content now. And again, that will then drive them back to your website.